Hey, great Friday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and I'm going to guess it's a halfway decent evening in Washington, D.C., Andrea.
I mean, the capital is kind of busy right now, so
Now,
yeah.
imagine, Andrea, great to have you on again.
Nice to be on again with you all. How are you doing?
Doing good. Actually, did a little shopping today. Did a lot of eating, of course. That's the norm down here. Just a great old time. Leah, good evening, Leah. It is always my first. Yeah, gosh. Frankie, how you doing, Frankie?
Hey, good evening, Andrea, Erasmo, world. Pretty good. It's been a good Friday. All in all, it was a very productive day. Got things out of the way. We had a lot in the news. We had a lot in the news today. The stimulus package did pass the House, 3 trillion, and coincidentally, we have our friend Andrea, who is also in Washington.
Hey,
So perfect timing. So glad to be here, Andrea. Glad to be here, Erasmo, and good evening, Andrea.
hey, we'll go into the stimulus package, which did actually uh, get passed. Like I would say maybe 30 minutes ago. But first of all, of course, let's start off with let's go the bad, the good, and the ugly. And the bad is that we did have one more death come into Cameron County, so that raises the total number of deaths is that to 26, Frankie.
Yes, sir.
26 deaths in Cameron County. A 98-year-old female from Windsor Atrium, and it's like recently more and more people have fallen ill from Windsor Atrium. So it's just not a good situation. But again, one thing that the president did say, one death is too many. So we have one more death in Cameron County, a 98-year-old. We have community cases for the city of Brownsville. We have an 88-year-old, an 82-year-old, and a 22-year-old. We also have a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new cases for Brownsville. Hey, Elizabeth, we were just talking about you, Elizabeth. We were talking to Andrea that you were supposed to come on last week, but you had a little makeup surgery. Make America lazy again. Sochi, good evening. Who was the keys for Erasmus Jeep? Rome, Juventus, good vibes, good vibes. Guys, so that's 9 new cases for the city of Brownsville, all ranging for the ages of 22 all the way to 88. 3 of them are community based, so those are the ones to be concerned with. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 for Harlingen. I'm going to guess that a couple of those, if not most of those, are from the nursing homes out there. La Feria, Los Fresnos, Rio Hondo, and Mi San Benito. And again, a milestone. We hit a milestone, guys. We are over 600. 600. Remember, Frankie, what was that date? It was March. What was that date that you put down that we hadn't, we were at?
When exactly from when we opened?
When we started, you mentioned, I think yesterday or this morning, sex change operation again. From March 2nd to now, we've gotten so many.
Oh yes, they've probably tripled. I don't have it in front of me, but yeah, you are correct. We're already at 600. And now with the mass testing, Andrea, that Cameron County recently,
Wow.
Set out, it is going to be a lot more cases, unfortunately.
Shout out to Leslie.
Oh, I know him. Hi, Albert. Shout out to Leslie.
Hi, everyone. Today tonight is super humid. Super humid. It's been humid all day. Andrea, what do you think of surpassing the 600 number?
I mean, it's just gonna keep going from there. I mean, one of the congressmen that was speaking today as part of the Heroes Act that actually passed the House said that here in DC we haven't even reached the peak. So if we haven't reached it here, again, just like I said last time when I was on, I don't think you all have even experienced half of what we've experienced yet in the East Coast. So tragic, but good thing that testings have been the testing has increased, so that's great.
I mean, I'm glad that there is more testing being done. Again, it's just going to show us the percentage of individuals who are probably coming out there and they're positive. If the numbers are going up, why is there an article that says that despite Texas opening, there hasn't been a spike. I don't know which article you're referring to, but one of the things that did come out that since Texas opened, there have been like 1,000 new cases per day. So I don't know where. I mean, we've actually put up the charts, Bam, and the charts basically show for Cameron County and for the city of Brownsville that we're still going up and up and up. And I think that's the case with the whole entire state of Texas. Again, I think I was in Dallas County or Tarrant County, one of those counties up there. They would report the greatest number. And again, and I don't buy into the it's because of this. It's too soon to say. I think in this next week we're going to start to feel the ripple effect, like what happened with South Padre Island, guys. If y'all remember South Padre Island, Noel saying hi. With you remember South Padre Island? They opened it up South Padre Island, and all the kids went out there, and all of a sudden, after 2 weeks' time, all the tacuaches from the valley, the 20, 30-year-olds started to come out positive. And nothing scientific, but I attribute it to South Padre Island opening up. And boom, cayeron los numbers de los 20s and los 30s and some 40-year-olds. The thing that people that aren't sick are taking the test, isn't that just a waste of a test? I don't think so at this point, Bam. I think at this point, what's happening is that one of the things that we talked to the mayor about yesterday was that we all hope that, 100% of the people in Cameron County and Brownsville actually take the test. And that's just to have a differentiating number. A lot of individuals, again, and I go back, guys, it's been very, very telling. The guy, man that passed away, that went in from the hospital into Spanish Meadows, the guy tested negative. So everyone thought, hey, everyone here is testing negative. And he comes into Spanish Meadows and boom, all of a sudden, de repente, he's positive. So then after that, they test 95 people. And the 95 people all came out positive. I mean, negative. They came out negative. And everyone was going like, whoop, everyone's negative. And de repente, boom, 6 new cases, positives in Spanish Meadows. So again, I'm not, I know that people are going like, oh, the people are trying to scare people. Not trying to scare people, guys. It's just, hey, be aware of what's going on around us, guys. And I think if we start doing what the superintendent's doing, what the board is doing, what a lot of other people are doing in regards to numbers, it's not a big deal. The flu, blah, 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 blah. Then we're going to start getting a lot of people que se están descuidando. And you're seeing it, guys. Go to Walmart, go to HEB. I see it at Walmart when I go. See it anywhere you'll anywhere you go, and you'll see that the people are not social distancing. They don't have face coverings. They aren't protecting themselves. So, I just don't see it. Good evening, Armando. China is the new 4-letter word. Hope you're doing good, Albert. Guys, again, it's not stopping. The numbers are continuing to increase. And again, has any of y'all heard in regards to the numbers going down in Texas?
No, not at all. Actually, in San Antonio, because my mom lives in San Antonio. I read in the news a couple of days ago that they're expanding to asymptomatic people, testing available to asymptomatic people. So, and San Antonio was one of the first cases because they had one of the first planes of people coming from Asia. They had them stationed at one of the Air Force bases. I don't know if you all know that. But so San Antonio has seen this. They've way earlier than any of the other metropolitan cities in Texas, and I think they're at a point now, and also they have the resources to expand to test even people without the symptoms.
Yeah, Erasmo, I did post a link that was a story from Channel 4. Let me post it on the threads.
Channel 4.
In regards to Texas reopening and the hospital numbers remain flat, that there still isn't an increase in spike in numbers. It talks about how 2 weeks ago there was 100,000 people in Galveston. But again, in my opinion, Texas is bent on going back to work, getting the economy going. From the governor, my take is, we will see a spike in numbers. Maybe the media is maybe playing both sides. But in my opinion, I think it's too soon to say, it's not going to have an effect on the spike in numbers or hospitalizations. So again, down here locally, it's hard to say because Galveston is different from our area. We've said it time and time again. We're a border city. Tamaulipas has a high number, given that they really haven't been testing as much. But here locally, it is affecting us differently. We just saw the numbers. We're at 600. And Brownsville keeps on getting a steady increase as well, like Harlingen. And on the transmissions for today, they were linked to previous cases. So again, I see here that people aren't isolating, they're not quarantining, they're probably continuing with their daily lives, Erasmo. So even though there was that story posted from Galveston, it is affecting us locally different.
Well, again, if anyone wants to make the claim in regards to the numbers aren't spiking at the hospitals, well, yeah, that is true. It doesn't mean that the virus isn't spreading, guys. And I'm sorry, I just got a text an hour ago from one of our the elder's wife. I made mention like 2 weeks ago that one of our elders at our church passed away from COVID-19. Well, his wife passed away just an hour ago, and again, so it's kind of falling into that little narrative. Hey, well, at least the numbers in the hospitals aren't spiking, which is probably a true fact. But again, guys, it takes a while for individuals to be sent to the doctors, and what they expected there to be hasn't really happened yet. Now, again, you're talking about a 1,000 people being testing positive. Out of those 1,000 people, let's say it's true that 900 do recover from it, as people have been saying. But what about the individuals they have come in contact with in regards to the older people? That's the individuals that we've been making mention of. If you don't self-isolate, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't self-quarantine whenever you've been tested, and you're going out there with your grandpa and grandma, mother and father, who may have an underlying issue already, then you're bringing death to their door. And again, guys, who wants that kind of stuff going around? And just because we haven't been like New York, aren't compared to New York in regards to the number of hospitals and the number of beds out there, doesn't mean we're not going to go that way, or could go that way if we continue to act as we're going. Linda makes mention in regards to it coming out in the news. We did have a nurse, a teacher that passed away in Laredo. Again, a teacher passed away in Laredo due to the virus. Again, guys, and look, and I'm really, it's getting very frustrating. Oh, when is it not too soon? No, I don't think anyone's against this. It's really, really frustrating to be repeating. No one is against the opening. I mean, of the economy in any way, shape, or form, as long as it's being done responsibly. But again, you have to take a lot of factors into consideration. We are turning into a hot spot. A lot of places like in Houston are becoming hot spots. A lot of cities. We're talking to someone today that mentioned Chicago. That's become a hot spot. Again, guys, I want the state to reopen. I want the country to reopen. I think everyone does, but at a pace that is responsible. And I'm sorry, much as y'all may individuals, I mean, as much as the Republicans or the very conservatives out there are like, oh, we need money, we need the economy. Not all the cities should be opening as fast as they are. That's my opinion, and I'm staying to my opinion. Not all cities, not all counties, not all communities should be opening up as fast as they are. They shouldn't. I mean, look at what's going on in Brownsville, guys. Look at what's going on in Brownsville. I mean, Easter hits, ahí andan todos teniendo los poraces y los carne asadas and everywhere. And I'm sorry, they're passing death back and forth. The beach is open, y ahí van toda la raza. Top of the bell curve. We haven't reached the top yet.
No, we haven't even reached it in DC. And that's and the one thing that I fear for the valley, for Brownsville, is the fact that we can't keep we can't keep away from each other. And it's like, it's not so hard to understand, but to a grandmother who like loves to see their grandchildren every week, to uh, a family obviously that is of big size like they are in the Bradley and Brownsville, it's hard to understand. But if we don't, if they don't understand those things, how do you all expect to even get near that bell curve? It's going to take a while to get near the bell curve. And right now, if taking the measures, washing your hands, wearing the mask, that by the way Frankie's not wearing, all of those things, all of those things are very important, and people are not doing it. And they're not, I mean, even here in DC, I went to the Lincoln Memorial on Sunday, and there's people that were out and about that were being cautious, that were keeping their distance apart from other people, and that were wearing their mask, and they even were wearing gloves. But there was also a group of people, in various areas, that they weren't wearing anything, and they were just walking around like nothing. So it's just, it's frustrating, and that's, as many times as we repeat it, at the end of the day, I think it's just a matter of people hopefully realizing that the news is, telling you something with those numbers. And
well, the thing is, again, you know, we're talking about people being very, very responsible all over the place, guys. I mean, we were talking about Amphils, and hombre, they swore back and forth. No, no, they're being careful. They're out there. They're separate. Boom. They get one positive, and they said it's only one. Then they got two more. It's only two more. Then they got another two more. Guys, when is enough going to be enough? Really?
there, I follow the rules, not like Frankie.
When is enough going to be enough? And again, for all these people, guys, God bless, for all these people that are out there like, no, y'all are exaggerating and fear mongering. I pray to God. I pray to God that it doesn't hit close to home. I mean, it's hit twice already close to home for myself. I lost an elder at the church. His wife just passed away an hour ago. So, I mean, you cannot tell me, you cannot, and these people, man, I mean, they're like Minerva. Oh, it's going to disappear. It's a hoax. In 3 weeks, she went out there and said, in 3 weeks, it's gone. It's gone. In 3 weeks. Minerva, it's already been a week. Going to be 3 weeks very soon. I'm going to go see if it's gone, like you said, magically. I mean, I just honestly can't believe that people are so irresponsible. Do you read the article that I sent about Keppel? Yes. I did.
We had there's an article on the page in regards to Keppel Amphils. There is starting to, or there's an individual trying to start a movement to create a union for Amphils. There was a post on the page yesterday of 2 additional positive cases from Amphils, Andrea, and I believe it's their 6th one officially, if I'm not mistaken, Erasmo. So we have this individual. His name is Alex Chavez, who came out on the Texas Public Radio, and let me post it very quickly on the thread so people can follow. And he's trying to create a union down here for the workers. Mayor Mendez did appear yesterday, and he did say that that's county jurisdiction. So there is questions in regards to Keppel Amphils here locally, if they are taking the different measures, steps necessary to try and prevent this. Again, going back to contact tracing, what contact did that individual have with fellow workers, family? It just leads to more and more potential positives. So hats off to Alex Chavez for trying to create a union within a very large organization. It's been here for many years. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, if there's anything we could help, we will do so.
I have my issues with people who want to make an opportunity of things because everyone else is in fear. And I mean, and I'll say this. I mean, I hope that their intentions are great intentions. But again, I hate people that tend to go into the opportunistic side and say, "Hey, well, let's take advantage of the situation." I mean, and again, I'm going to say, I mean, I'm afraid for a lot of these testing sites. I'm afraid that a lot of the individuals that are out there, promoting a lot of the testing sites, they're making themselves rich. It concerns me. It doesn't concern me as much as individuals who are testing positive and people that are passing away, but it's kind of sad for individuals out there. Again, if a lot of these organizations, U2RGV and all these other places that are affecting the test. I mean, if they're doing it, because they're going to get reimbursement in regards to federal grants to the city coffers, I'm all for it. If there's people that are out there that are making a buck from it, I'm going to be concerned. I'm just going to be concerned. And again, that's going back into making sure that individuals were vetted in the right way. That every other individual out here, in regards to suppliers for the need, also got a fair shake in regards to taking a piece of the pie. I mean, it's very frustrating because conocemos a la raza de donde somos. That's what makes it worse. We see the Brownsville bag in Andrea's background.
From La Maquila Shop Local.
Shop Local. Exactly. I get paranoid when I see people without masks. It's common sense to wear masks. You don't need in order to tell. Again, ¿dónde está el Frankie? Ahí está arriba. And, and again, with me, it's a little bit different. And I've made mention of this. With me, it's very different. I tend not to be as social as most people think. I go to work. Today we went to Walmart because I needed to get an extension cord. Went to the thrift store just to get a coat. Someone had asked me for a coat, and I've actually found one for myself. And I actually found a Frederick Carter painting. Frederick Carter is a renowned painter in the state of Texas. A Frederick Carter painting. I freaked out. Amazing. But anyway, those are my only salidas. La casa al trabajo al thrift store, y del thrift store a la casa. That's all I do. And, every so often I'll go buy groceries. So for me, I'm more of a secluded type of person. I'm an introvert. I like to be myself. And I know it's hard because a lot of people don't find it hard to get used to. I enjoy being by myself. I just really, really do. Louis, how's it going, Louis? Good to see you. Elizabeth was making mention in regards to JCPenney going bankrupt. Someone else did the same as well. They have filed for bankruptcy. And again, guys, we were talking about this weeks ago in regards to our mall and how basically our mall was going to disappear. I had fears that our mall was going to become like the mall in Harlingen, que parecía pulguita. And I'm afraid JCPenney is not going to make it here. I'm up for opening the city, but please have our masks and distance yourself. I am from Los Fresnos. I went to Walmart. Some people won't wear the mask. Some people won't wear the mask. And, I mean, I was going into Walmart, I think. No, I can't remember what store it was. I was going in somewhere, to the thrift store. And Frankie reminded me, hey, the mask. I go like, I had it in my coat pocket. So I had to go back and get my mask. Ni modo, guys, wear your masks. You have to wear your mask. This area is prone for allergies. Almost everyone is walking around with the sniffles. So hence the throw caution in the air attitude. And I'm one of those. I know that a lot of people have said, Erasmo, you're coronavirus because you're always sacate los mocos. And I mean, I am very propenso to allergies, always have been. And again, guys, I don't think I have the Rona, and I'm not going to go get tested because I'm one of those people that think, as someone was mentioning, hey, man, leave the test para la gente que de veras lo necesite. Well, especially when it first came out, because testing was semi-scarce. It's starting to become a little bit more prevalent in our community, in our area. Pero sácate los moquitos y te acusan de la Rona.
In regards to JCPenney, I believe we did see Neiman Marcus as well file for bankruptcy. Not that it affects us here. I'm not sure if that's associated with Forever 21 in Harlingen. Andrea might be able to know. But this is the new trend.
I shop in the thrift store with Erasmo. Okay.
Yeah.
I save my money.
Why? Because she's female? You're saying he's Forever 21 because she's female?
No,
No,
because I'm
well,
young.
It's
That's
kind of
why.
sexist.
no, well, you know, a little bit
Well,
of both. It's it's
It's
it's, it's
ageist
fashionable.
and
It's
sexist.
racist and sexist.
no, not at all. Hey,
Very sexist.
I I,
Although
I
I
used to buy stuff.
because she's
I
female, Forever
I
21. I go
I
to
used to
Forever
buy
21. Is there
I
something
used to
wrong
buy
with
stuff.
me?
I used to buy stuff at Forever 21. I was a little sad that it closed. Okay, so hey,
Well, Andrea,
hey.
no.
Well, if she's into fashion like the way I am, Forever 21 is. I used to shop there. I used to go there.
I found a
Uh,
Banana Republic sports coat at the thrift store, brand new. A Banana Republic sports coat.
in regards to JC Penney, usually whenever they go into bankruptcy, it's just a way to try and get back financially. So we'll see. Sears, I think, is gone. So what is going
Gone.
to happen to the what is going to happen to the mall? Is there going to be that much traffic over there again with this COVID? Andrea, there's not going to be a lot of people going out on the weekends, unfortunately. We have seen people go out to the beach, and that's going to remain constant. So we'll see if JCPenney tries to bounce back either locally or throughout the U.S. But this is going to affect a lot of people. And again, it all goes back to jobs. It goes to the economy. Let's see how this case goes forward.
If they don't refurbish this mall, the stores won't make it. This is long, long overdue. And I agree with Lupita. We need some again. I don't know if it's just the area, but to attract a lot of great stores, restaurants. We've sort of failed the community in that respect. We don't have the restaurants that McAllen has. We don't have the store, the variety that that McAllen has. So again, something different. Something has to be done. Very, very long overdue, and I think we are trying to lose them all. People don't take your kids to Walmart. Gosh Almighty! They think it's a park. At my wife's store, the UPS store on the Price Road, if you're not wearing a mask, you cannot go in. It's up to the business themselves, 100%. But a lot of them are becoming very, very lax.
Have you all ever talked about how the employment numbers look in Cameron County right now?
Oh, you have some stats for us?
Yeah. So Cameron County, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and I have the map here pulled up. I'll share it with Frankie so he can share it with you all. It says here that unemployment for March 2020 is at 7.4%, and in February it was at 5.8%. So that's a 2 point something increase. While employment, you can see the big dip in about 3,000 something jobs. 159,293 last month. February 2020, down to March 2020 is 156,026. So, there's a lot of unemployment, right, going on right now.
Too much.
People are going to be looking out for jobs. If they have the ability to do so, I recommend those that are seeking jobs and have the ability and time and are qualified for financial aid or some form of assistance, definitely consider some type of certification, because after all of this is over, if you get some form of education while you're in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic, I think it can make you much more marketable.
100%.
So that's my best advice for those that are unfortunately unemployed, if you have the chance to.
Especially for the jobs that are hopefully going to be coming down. Luby is gone. I've heard that rumor a couple of times. I don't know if it's hitting the one in Brownsville. That's a shame. That's a big one, because that takes up another big old chunk of the mall. Besides that, I love their food. Shopping. Oof. Who is monitoring? This is actually a good question. Who is monitoring the Taco, Raspa, Burger neighborhood stands? No one. Absolutely no one. But then again, Richard, no one's monitoring anything here in Brownsville. You could easily go to any source. People send me pictures in regards to individuals at Ross and stuff. Hombre, parece que it's Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. It's crazy.
Yeah, I did see that picture, and again, there was it looked like a little mob, going in, and for the time being that it was closed down, I'm sure people have been wanting to go, but it's unfortunate. I understand the urge to, but I think it's premature to be going out and being in large crowds.
Yeah, mall has become a China products kiosk for yeah, you're right. It's kind of weird, but there was a lot of like it sort of started to get that little feel. And again, nothing against them. God bless everyone out there, but they were doing like the little massages, and again, nothing against massages, but also okay, the little uh phone protectors, and again, la dulceritos y todo, and I don't even know, y que el Herbalife y que las fajas, and it was starting to become a little bit of a pulgish, and I love la pulga, so don't get me wrong, and I don't accuse me of sexism like you did on Frankie. I think that that if they show that the mail has been sanitized, maybe that would give people a little bit of safety. I don't think it's very hard to actually sanitize the mall. I don't know how they would do that. I mean, are they going to go like every hour and? I mean, it's too much. I mean, maybe, and not even the stores. I would imagine that. I mean, and I didn't know. Again, I don't shop at dealers, guys. I shop at thrift stores and thrift stores only. Yo soy pura raza, bro. So I don't know how that works. I mean, I don't know how dressing rooms are functioning. Are people actually using dressing rooms? And that every time that someone changes in something, do they go in there and disinfect it? I mean, it's just too weird, you know? Not helping your cause. Mine or Frankie's?
Mine.
Happy Friday, Sunday! Hey, Esmeralda, ¿cómo estás?
So something that I actually posted recently is that, funny enough, here in DC, our mayor extended our stay-at-home order.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we're here stuck indoors for another 2 weeks so far, but she can extend it at any point. So I'm happy. I feel protected by my by my local government. Not saying that Brownsville isn't. Shout out to Trey and his wonderful job. But and I know in you all's case you have Texas that is being like pushy about opening. But for DC, we're not opening up at least in the next 2 weeks. So
Wow. I love Louis. I never did like that irony taste of liver. Nunca me gustó. And a lot of people eat liver and onions. I could never eat it. It just felt too black.
I love Luby's.
But no, I love Louis too, but not the liver and onions. I don't like liver and onions. Maybe it's just me. And the fish.
Yeah.
I think their classic is their fried fish. The fried fish, yummy. Many businesses going away. Yeah, I agree. And that's the hard part of it. And John's right in regards to a lot of businesses that are going away. A lot of businesses that are going to close. It's a fact, and it's very, very sad. I mean, the first week of quarantine here. I mean, the first couple of days, I would say maybe 3, 4, 5 days. Mr. Gaddy's boom. We're not coming back. They just said it. I don't know if they were holding on by a thread, but they just decided to up and leave. And you got to feel for a lot of the people, even if it's like these chains, they're bigger chains. You got to feel for the people because they do hire a lot of people from Brownsville. What, no more Luby's? Well, in some areas it's closing. I haven't heard of anything in regards to the one in Brownsville. I hope not. I think the one in Edinburgh was closing or something like that.
Peter Piper too.
Again?
Peter Piper Pizza too?
Peter Piper has business like for a decade. I mean, those guys are always jam packed. They got parties coming out of the wazoo. It has been verified that Luby's is gone. Really? No! I really love their food. Oh man, sorry about to hear that. I mean, I believe Louis. Louis wouldn't lie to me. I don't think many businesses going away due to this politically driven pandemic. Again, we're gonna disagree, my friend, and I'm still waiting for the invite to the cook-off, bro. I'm ready. I'm going to disagree. I don't think it's a politically driven pandemic. I think it's a pandemic. I think that both parties took some of it, some tried to get some advantage from it. That's politicians. They all suck. Chili's and Roadhouse was packed today. Yeah, yeah. Roadhouse is always packed. That's another one that I don't think would ever go away. Chili's, cállate, shut up. I saw a picture too, but I think it was in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania somewhere. Oh, wherever it is. Que ya manden el cheque. And talking about el cheque, Diego, you're gaining too much weight. You're getting fat. Diego.
Hey, Diego.
Stop eating, Diego.
Hey, beautiful baby, Diego.
Yeah, beautiful baby. Hey, in regards to what Diego's saying, today we had the House of Representatives vote for the $3 trillion stimulus package. And this just happened within the past hour and a half. It's going nowhere unless Nancy Pelosi is going to send it to the Senate and then negotiate underneath, say, Senate, send it back. Let's negotiate. Let's see what we can. But again, it's something regardless of what John was saying. It's true. It's this politically driven, game that they play in order to try to take advantage. It's the same thing with them fudging up the different numbers. I completely agree 100%. Goes back to the testing sites that I was talking about before. Guys, I'm starting to get concerned. Our testing sites throughout the valley, upping their numbers because they knew or they know that they're going to be getting a lot more money. I mean, we got $10 million for the city of Brownsville, which is great. Let's do the testing. But is the testing being given to all the doctors in the area, McAllen, Harlingen, throughout the valley, or are they focusing on their compadres? I just don't know. And but in regards to the stimulus check, I'm very concerned because I think that we do need some form of revenue to stimulate the economy. And what I'm trying to say is, Puppy Trump, please send me a check. But besides that, I'm concerned with all the stuff that she put in there, like money for illegal aliens. I'm sorry, I'm very against it. I am very, very against money for illegal aliens, folks. And I think that's the kind of stuff that people start to get discouraged on. It's like BISD. Oh, we're giving them $1,500, but we're screwing them on the insurance. So you get nowhere, anywhere. And we're going to talk about the insurance in a little bit, guys, because I'm concerned. But yeah, Diego, I mean, hopefully we'll find out a little bit more in the upcoming weeks. This $3 trillion stimulus that passed the House, people should, and I'm going to take this up. The same thing happened last year, and teachers, don't let me lie. Same thing happened last year when the state senator said, we're going to give the teachers $5,000. And everyone was going like, woo, we're getting a $5,000 check. And everyone was all excited about it. And then all of a sudden, boom, $3,000 for teachers. And some districts paid even less than $3,000. And teachers were going like, wait a minute. So a lot of teachers are going. So now they gave us another $1,500 from the $3,000 after they only gave us $3,000 last time. Where are our other $500? Those are actually good questions, guys.
Those are used to process the checks, Erasmo.
Yeah?
That's their justification, probably. I'm assuming.
And that's why I love the salmon patty. Oh, God, yes. The salmon patty is so good. Wait until the border opens and see the crush of people. Gosh, it's going to be crazy, guys. And I think, is it the 20th of May that they're going to start letting people back from Mexico? I mean, as is, guys, have you seen the lines at the bridge of people walking back across? Horrible. I actually went on Thursday, and the line coming back in the car wasn't so bad. But the people walking across, oh, my goodness. And do you think there was social distancing there? Nothing. The numbers are not there to keep enforcing this keeping the economy down. I agree that we agree that the economy should open. I just wanted to start opening responsibly, or start opening in the towns where the numbers are fairly low, where there haven't been nursing homes that have actually gone out there and, killed our people. And right now they're tripping, guys. They're tripping. A lot of the nursing homes here, like I hear Veranda might not come back. Windsor Atrium might not come back, and that's one of the things that Spanish Meadows is fighting against. They want to come back, but I don't think that those two in Harlingen are going to come back. Burlington had a huge line to go in. Half of the line had no mask. And guys, there's so many children out there, como locos.
Yep.
Innovation in people. People cannot practice massage legally right now. Let me tell you, right now I can use a massage. Hey, Frankie, do other countries have idiots like ours that are protesting and think this was a hoax? Yes, I was a question for Frankie, but I'll answer that. Yeah, there are people all over the world that are protesting. Shoot, I'm very behind on the comments. Foggers, Target, no dressing rooms. Oh, good. Please don't go to the dressing rooms, guys. Uh,
Yeah.
Way to go, Erasmo. Not adding to our biggest pollution problem. But are you still working? I am. I'm still working. You know, it's kind of funny, John, but I didn't stop going to work. I haven't made much money, but I didn't stop going to work. You know, one of the things is because we do have a tax business and, you know, we prepare taxes for people in Brownsville. You know, we were considered mega essential. So we actually got to go to work. So I haven't stopped working. Um, but again, we didn't make that much money. You know, I think I made like made a couple bucks here and there. Afraid of Abbott. I'm not that much afraid of Abbott. I love liver and onions. Yeah, you like liver and onions? And there you like liver and
Me,
onions?
No.
It's so disgusting. Sorry, Aurora. Lubis is so delicious. The liver. What? Another one? Is this a conspiracy? Is everyone out there loving liver and onions just to give me a hard time?
I will make sure to mail you liver and onions, Erasmo.
And Andrea, do y'all have protesters over there in Washington D.C.?
All the time. Yeah, our protesters, I know the most recent ones we had were not for opening, but rather for not opening. There was a group of nurses that were keeping their distance, but they were in front of the White House. And this was like maybe 2 weeks ago. But apart from that, I don't think we've had anyone outside the Capitol, mostly because, well, no one's near Capitol. But we have protests before Rona. We would have protests all the time. I actually remember seeing a protest that walked by my office. My office is on Penn Avenue. And it actually walked all around like 3 times, and it was about climate change, which is pretty fun. It was my morning walk. Anyway, yeah.
Also, are we talking about VIC? Yes, we are. Just give me a couple of seconds. Well, we're going to finish off the COVID and all this economy stuff, and then we'll talk VIC. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, and I understand in regards to the start, early start, adapting year round. It's going to be very, very difficult. And we'll go into the 3 different options out there that are available, and we'll go into that. But if I sort of start to forget, someone please remind me. Yes, Luby's announced about 2 weeks ago that they were closing Chinteras. Let's see. No, that where I go to eat either before or after going to the movies. I know. No more than a bad flu year. I'm going to disagree a little bit, my bro. Luby's my favorite place. Mine too. Rudy's was packed today. Rudy's. Oh no, I certainly hope not me either. At my work, we sanitize every 2 hours as regulated by the state, and we have producers. We have followers directed by state requirements. We have to limit people in the stores, and we have people standing in the extras and one person standing at the exit. Awesome. Good job, Esmeralda. We didn't ruin people's lives during SARS or bird flu or swine flu or millions of people that die every year from mosquitoes. Okay. I don't remember anyone. I'm trying to remember anyone in Brownsville that died from a mosquito bite. Let me tell you, we got some big suckers out there here in Brownsville. But you might be right. I need to go back to my brain and try to see if I can remember any. El Juanito se murió de un mosquito. Se lo fregó el mosquito a Juanito. I don't think. But they were standing in the entrance. Maybe it's a white thing, John. White. Sorry, that wasn't racist. I was going to die because Mitch is the snapping turtle. It needs to die, guys. I'm sorry. If they don't bend on it, if they decide to pass it as it is, there's no way it's going to pass the Senate, and it shouldn't pass the Senate. It's crazy what Nancy
Erasmo, the first time I believe it was renegotiated with the Republicans, and at the last minute it passed. I think some of the language used again is all political. it's like if I take you something knowing you're gonna say no, and then say, haha, you see, Andrea, you said no to Erasmo gave the example earlier of, in the stimulus bill, 3 trillion, that was recently passed by the House. They use this rhetoric of, oh, we're going to give illegal aliens money, according to the example Erasmo gave, and then the Republicans, as soon as they see it, they're like, oh, heck no. So again, I think it's done purposely, maliciously, but hey, that's politics, right?
It is politics. Angels, right? Please use the proper PPE, and again, a lot of the people that work over there in Puerto La Vaca, I know that they're from the valley, and again, we don't want it coming back down. Hey man, saludos, Angel. Teachers didn't get the 5,000; they only got like 2. Yes, exactly. You're right. That's why I said 3,000 for taxes. Our caravans of people coming to America as soon as the news broke. It's crazy. Didn't they extend the date of visas, Mexico nationals not to cross? I heard it was May 20th. I might be wrong, but again, am I ever wrong? Hardly ever. Shoot. I'm trying to get no social distancing in those 99. They need to close the border. I've been calling for closing the border for a while. That's why the government even knows this virus isn't that bad. They want not shut down our borders. Actually, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, John, because actually the president wanted to close the borders. This is President Trump, Republican, wanted to close the borders, and he got a little backlash from his cabinet. They go, and then they walked it back. And only the legal masses are the good ones. No. That's what Nancy Pelosi said. John, I can't believe that you're agreeing with Nancy Pelosi. But again, stranger things have happened, my man. I mean, going to Goodwill, clothing and clothes material is the Earth's biggest pollutant. I think Frankie's farts are the Earth's biggest pollutants. Not Peter Piper. I love Peter Piper too. Who is supposed to make sure? And it's a great question. No one's enforcing it. And I think it would be kind of almost impossible. That's why I think Eddie Trevino made mention that we have to self-enforce. And, because of how lax the governor made mention. So it is what it is, guys. Now it's up to us. And unfortunately, us is not cutting it. This is very real. I just word that 2 coworkers are in quarantine. What store, Esmeralda? You don't mind me asking. Liver yuck. Thank you. Finally, someone grew up with liver. Otro Jason.
Otro.
Lucy has the best liver and onions. Oh my lord, Luby's. I think you say. What happened to Pitbull and onions? Pitbull and onions. Yeah,
Luby's.
Where's Carlos? I don't know. Carlos is coming on. Calendar committee has been formed to figure out the start date. Yes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, Louis. Don't go anywhere, Louis. I need your help. Is BISD closing? No. Luby's closure was in Westico. Luby's in Brownsville is set to open May 30th. Oh, awesome. That's what I thought, and that's why I said the one in up there at Westlaco in Edinburgh, something had closed, but I hadn't heard from here. I hope not. It's a great place. Look it up about the mosquitoes. You think I'm joking? Again, I've never heard of Juanito dying from a mosquito bite, bro. I mean, and I keep up to the news of who dies and who doesn't die. I mean, send me the information. I guess we are 27 trillion in debt. There's no money. They want to make paper money. Pelosi. What stores are monitoring? None. I think Walmart is monitoring. They have people counters there, counting people in and out. Some stores are. It's just hard to do. Hey, finally, where were you, Agustin? We missed you yesterday. Agustin.
Hi, Agustin. No, he used to be a counselor of mine.
Hey, mine too. Great guy. How's it going, Mr. Andrisa?
Hola, Ernesto Quesada. Oh, I know who Ernesto Quesada is.
Ernesto.
Will masks be part of the school uniform? They will for graduation, and we'll talk about graduation in a little bit. BISD is not following. No, BISD is not following the 25% occupancy rate. You go to the main office, and it's jam-packed with people. It's madness. Ahí viene otro cheque, el sugar daddy Trump. Hey, Frankie, your living room moving on up.
That actually looks like a room inside the White House.
It might actually be.
I may be in the White House.
I don't think you would want to. The Rona's there.
Oh, God, I'll take it.
It is close to my family in Dallas, Texas. Yes, Michael's having heart failure due to the coronavirus. Not a joke. It's not a joke. Again, we just lost someone an hour and a half ago. Dengue fever. Okay. I know that I remember the dengue, but the dengue, I think was contained. I mean, again, that one was more our fault for andar de no cortando zacate y no tirando el agua. Felicidades a los maestros en México, en especial al maestro Mario Alberto López Hernández, el presidente municipal y amigo de Matamoros, mi compadre, mi amigo Mario. Saludos, Mario Alberto. I love you too, man. Alfonso Esteban Villarreal, hola. And again, let's go into the question in regards to BISD. Y'all want to do graduation first, or y'all want to do the school calendar first?
School calendar.
School calendar. Frankie, have they made mention of anything in regards to this the school calendar?
Not that I'm aware of. If you could inform us.
Ya le dije a Frankie, I made my bets about what they're going to do on the school calendar.
Well, yeah. In regards to the school calendar, guys, one of the things that they're working on is what's called a hybrid calendar. We still don't know, and again, one of the things about making these committees, folks, remember these people pile up whoever they want to on these committees. So ultimately, again, and having committees, Louis is making in regards to committees, having committees out there only serves one purpose. It's having someone to blame instead of accepting the responsibility. Because ultimately, it's like the superintendent said in regards to taking care of cases that are, who's going to decide if they're going to treat a case, a medical condition. Well, the superintendent is, because it's, we have our own insurance. We self provide. So if that's the case, they're the ones that make the determination in regards to the calendar. Just make the damn call. Make the damn call, because I don't care how many surveys they send out. I don't care how many committees they have, Louis. I don't care. They're going to do whatever the hell they want anyway. So why does it matter? Just tell us what you're going to do, and that's it. Talk about Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday classes, as well as online instruction. So it's going to be part and part. And again, one of the things that we had been mentioning, folks, it was doing the Mexico style of classes, where you have some classes in the morning, some classes in la tarde. The rest of the classes basically online now. There's that possibility. In regards to the Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday classes, again, same concept, guys. I mean, but one of the things that people have to have in mind is that there's not going to be a regular school year starting in August. In no way, shape, or form. They are going to send out surveys to parents for input. ¿Para qué? For what? Doesn't matter, guys. Doesn't matter. John, el mosquito se comió a Panchito. Oye, ¿oíste? El mosquito se fregó a Ponchito. Mendigos mosquitos. It just sounds funny, bro. Pre-age ratio, they're going to do what the hell they want. It's guys, thinking of starting in August, 3 weeks off for Thanksgiving, a month for Christmas, 3 weeks off. If that's the case, Louis, then it's going to be a full year school. I mean, which is, again, I'm not saying talking about it. People are not going to like it. Teachers are not going to like it. Parents are not going to like it. Not going to like school full year. Does anyone like school full year? They're not going to like it. Again, and I say this, guys, because yo conozco mi raza. I know my people. They want those months off. They want that despegue. And you know what? God bless our teachers, guys. After 9 months of your angels, 10 months, bro, they need that break. Am I lying here, folks? After 9 months of having to deal with your angels? No, man, get up. Get up.
I think BISD is going to end up announcing it like maybe less than a month before the actual school is supposed to start. I think that's when they'll end up announcing the calendar.
BISD June graduations, August school starts. $5 bet. That's a for sure bet, bro. I agree with Andrea. I really do. I'm betting on a year-round school. I'm also now. What I wanted to get at, folks, and teachers, again, any teacher out there, any counselor, let me know if I'm lying. Just in discussion, things will be changing more. The signs of the times. Again, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. What I'm trying to say is that again, make the decision, guys. Make the call. Stop doing all this bull crap about committees and surveys for parents. We want your input. It's not true. Uh, the teacher burnout will be, yes, teacher will burn out. Gotcha. Won't be able to handle. The problem is the teachers will not be able to fully prepare for the new year. They won't, because what Andrea said, starting a couple of weeks, getting notified a couple of weeks, 2 weeks. No, that is why, guys, we should have ended the year on spring break and started to prepare for next year. And again, and I said it, I called it. I said, guys, let's start preparing with a mentality that we're going to go distant learning, and then scale back if we need to in regards to maybe some people go to the campus, maybe some people don't. But be prepared for full-blown distant learning. Ni modo. But again, guys, that takes time. You need infrastructure. You need to certify, prepare, educate the teachers, educate the parents, educate the students, educate everyone. You can't do that, like Andrea says, in a couple of weeks before school starts, guys. It's impossible. It is impossible. So again, it's like we're always trying to catch up, and it's never enough. The superintendent has failed us. We are told we're starting in July. That would be a disaster.
And in regards to not giving them enough time, teachers are on here. They could, themselves could tell you that a lot of preparation goes into their planning. And after the survey goes out, it's going to take a few weeks, maybe even a month and a half, for them to get the results, analyze it, give back a recommendation to the board. The board then has to decide, whether option one, have a flex schedule, 2, distant learning, or 3, or figure it out. We're in mid-May. We'll be lucky we get a response by June. If according to what Anabel is saying, that they're starting in July or August, that means that the teachers are going to be working during summer school at Erasmo to prepare for the new year. It just doesn't make sense. If there's a decision that needs to be made, it should be now. That way the teachers can adequately prepare with time.
No, what Anabel is saying, Frankie, is that they're starting school, not preparation. Not teachers coming in.
Right.
They're starting.
Right.
That's
what I'm saying. When is it? When a decision is going to be made? It should be soon now to give them enough time if they do start in July.
Well, that's why supposedly the surveys are going out. But I was Anabel. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's going to be very difficult. I would say almost impossible to start the school year in July. I mean, goodness gracious, guys. It's going to be another disaster. How will year-round school look for graduates? And not going to be a great thing. It's not going to be good for anyone. They need to stop making this top secret. Just say what is going to happen. Yeah, exactamente. Just let them know. BSD year-round classes a while back. I think I don't remember. I think that they threatened it. I don't know if they tried it for a year, but it didn't work, guys. Make groups of students cleared health homeschool online. Again, focus on adapt. It's going to have to adapt. Focus on distant learning, guys. That's the ticket. Get the teachers ready, the students and the parents. Exactamente. That's what needs to be done. It should have been done weeks ago. Cancel the STAR for next year. They're going to have to. Online teaching jobs will move to offshore. Oh God, can you imagine? It's like when I call these places and I'm sorry, I can't understand what they're saying to me because they're all calling from India. I mean, goodness gracious, guys. Can you imagine our teachers coming in? It's time to do the work. And oh my goodness, I don't think that's going to happen. But July is what is being said. Good luck, guys. It's going to be a disaster.
Well, when will the teachers ever plan if they're starting in July? I mean, they're using up their June to do the graduations.
They're using 7 days out of June to do the graduations. Guys, you got 4th of July the first week. Well, actually, July 4th, right? It doesn't make sense. If that's their plan, my goodness gracious, this is going to be the easiest election I've ever run. The easiest election I've ever run. BSD needs to train teachers for distant learning. They have more than enough people working in the curriculum department, etc. Exactamente. And again, they should have started last month. I'm sticking to it. I said it last month, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
No final decision has been made. Things are in the planning stage. A lot of assumptions are being made. And the problem, Margaret, is that there's assumptions when there's a lack of leadership, because people start to speculate what's going on, and there's no clear message. And I'll give you an example, Margaret. They're talking about the insurance, and they're saying, well, the teacher part, the employee part is not going to go up now. So what does that mean? Does that mean it's not going to go up today? It could go up tomorrow. It's not going up this month, but maybe next month. See, when you don't have clarity, I mean, Margaret, these people make $375,000 a year. The deputy superintendents make $200,000 a year. The six area administrators make $175,000 a year, and we're still assuming of what's going to happen. They just need to make the call and get it going in July or August. Surveys are not going to be looked at. They're not, Louis. It's a bunch of fluff. But again, they do it because it's the way that they pass the buck. The board's going to say, the survey said, the committee said. It's crazy, unbelievable that their solution to a pandemic is to go back in July, because again, Minerva thinks it's a hoax. The board thinks it's a hoax.
That sounded like Family Feud, Erasmo.
I know.
How many BISD parents would like us to return in July?
Survey
said 0.
I heard the 7 days of professional development and teacher preparation will be used for instruction. Again, guys, teachers, if you all thought y'all had crap loads of paperwork last year or before spring break, you ain't seen nothing yet, guys. You ain't seen nothing yet. And you got a taste of it during this distant learning. Small classes cleared first, kids first. Ok, Frankie, viéndote y corre para el BSD. Yo te apoyo, amigo. Con la lana, Juan. Some teachers are told by principal school will start in August with distant learning. Again, don't know. All I see is Carlos' bald spot, bald head. July 25th, start for teachers. Again, it's not a good thing. July 25th. At least it's later on in the month, you know? At least, hey, Carlos is going. At least it's
at
least it's later on in the month, but are we ready for something like that? Carlos, we're talking about the word out there that they're planning to start off the year in July, probably around July 25th. Going into a hybrid year and extend Thanksgiving, probably extend Christmas, but eat up a lot of the teachers' work days and stuff. What's your take? Hello?
Yeah.
What's your take?
I'm here. I think what they're doing is those things that you put on in your head like that and you throw them?
Ah, sí.
They're called dice. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to roll dice to see what hits. Because they cannot find the door. Como dicen, ya no encuentran la puerta para salirse del pozo que se hicieron.
They made a big hole. And again, guys, the ones that are going to take the brunt hit of all this are the teachers. Teachers.
Right.
Again, and I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it, Carlos. If teachers thought that they had tons of paperwork before, nombre, shut up. You're going to be working till 12 midnight just to catch up on the damn paperwork. They fought the mayor's efforts, but have no safeguards of their own. They don't, Lupita.
Good point.
They don't.
There is no. It's unfortunate what's happening, and they're going to take it out on the majority of the individuals at BISD, which is everybody, and they're going to use their healthcare insurance to do it. And the problem here is that I don't know if you've already gone through the healthcare issue. I mean,
paperwork kills most of our planning time. All the way in Houston, Texas, here's Cesar Garfias. Hola, Cesar. Miss you, man. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Oye, Chivas, pues ya, cambia el show, ponle Carlos Show. What's going on with BIC? Wow, espera. Let's finish off the calendar.
Hater.
We'll finish up the calendar. We'll go to insurance, and then we'll go to graduation. Let's do it that way. Again, the calendar is a mistake, guys. The only thing that would have been a little bit feasible is to start off distant learning and start preparing teachers distant learning, and then work down from there. But starting in July, eating up teacher work days, no summer vacation at all, year-round school. I just don't see it working. Carlos?
Well, it's not going to work for the people that need to be there all year. I mean, obviously, they're not thinking about them. They're only thinking about how they're going to be able to get out of the hole. So, have they taken consideration on who's going to be mostly affected? No. Does it matter? Absolutely not. Right now, it's save the sinking ship. You know, you can hear the violin player, the orchestra at the top of the boat.
Well, I think part of the issue is that because there's no plan whatsoever. These people are grasping at straws, trying to make something stick, trying to make something fit, so that people will have a concept or clue that they actually know what they're doing. They do not. And again, they're receiving pressure from all sides. You know, the superintendent is out there in the meeting saying that, okay, all the drama I get from Erasmo every day, daily, I can't handle it. Ya estoy fastidiado. And then he has to deal with La Minerva and her stupidity, and flip-flopping Philip, and little Eddie, and all the other people out there demanding stuff to make them look good for their re-election. So it's chaotic. And teachers, it's going to be chaotic because it's election time, and they're going to try to appease everyone some way, shape, or form. And what's going to wind up happening is they're going to make absolutely no one happy. Mucho menos a los parents.
And again, promises are going to be made, but every decision that they have taken so far doesn't make sense, Erasmo. Just speaking very quickly in regards to graduation, it's kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't type of deal. Their PR thing is, it's for the students, for the kids, it's a milestone. But at the same time, we have our medical experts telling us, you know what, it is not feasible to have that amount of people to have a typical graduation. And now going to the in regards to the teachers, the planning, a decision needs to be made. The teacher needs some sort of clarity. They're throwing the muleta, so to speak, on a committee or a survey that Louis mentioned. It's not going to get. It's going to be overlooked pretty much. It's just a show. So again, the board members should be taking a strong stance, strong direction to show leadership and to give guidance to teachers.
All right, we're going to do graduation last, but we'll do graduation next instead of insurance. Graduation, they did put out an order out there, not an order, but a recommendation. Well, not recommendation, but the guidelines in regards to how graduations were going to be. Guys, they make no sense whatsoever. And, I had some people on the page today going like, es que queremos nosotros el graduation para mi hijo y para mi hija.
No.
Queremos el walk the stage. Guys, again, people, please, guys, the idea that you have in your head in regards to graduation is not what's going to happen. They want people up in the stands, separated from everybody in their little family clusters. And there can only be 2 people up there, guys. So I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. One family here, 6 feet, another family. What family? There's only going to be 2 people. 2 people per student. So you're gonna have 2 here, 6 feet, 2 here. Who's going to enforce that? Who's going to enforce that? We can't enforce that at HEB at Walmart. Is it going to be enforced at all?
So let me ask you, in HEB and Walmart over there, they don't have like measuring tapes for distance?
They do. They have them marked on the floor. Pero People are entering in bunches. And again,
Yeah.
we had some pictures of people at the bridge. People are all bunched up at the bridge. It's not going to happen. But again, it just doesn't make any sense.
No.
And then all they're going to do is walk the stage. Walk the stage for what? To receive their diploma? They're not going to get their diploma up there, guys. They receive a carton. And I understand that people go like, well, it's for the picture. If it's just a picture moment, take your picture with your family and friends, guys. Why do you have to walk a stage y estar engrupados allá at the Sam Stadium? It makes no sense. Carlos, does it make any sense to you?
No, it doesn't. Not only that, Erasmo, what's going to happen is, let's say they go through this, right? It's going to be a nightmare on how to be able to get every individual out there to get them the diploma and stuff like that. Okay, let's say they do have a plan, but then what they're saying, what I read that you posted out there is they're going to get the first person. You know, I guess they start with the alphabet like they always do. They go up there, A leaves, and they have to leave the stadium, right?
Yes.
So what happens to the Z people? They're going to be out there with two people, whoever they brought in, and one student. That's it. The last people on the alphabet are going to be in the stadium by itself.
For 5 hours.
Purpose.
That's how they're doing it? That's so stupid. I hadn't read the guidelines. That's honest. Wow. And I thought BISD couldn't get more stupid.
So by the time you're, if I'm lucky, if because my little girl's gonna be so she'll be way up front in the program. But the G's, the Garcias, the Gonzalez,
I'm
they have a lot of people.
Yeah.
All these people. By then, the crickets.
It just doesn't make any sense, guys. And then the graduates walk off the stage and then they exit and the parents are going to be waiting for them in the car.
Yeah.
So what did you go for?
Erasmo, are they gonna give a handshake? Are they gonna shake their hand, give them a hug, or is it gonna be like a fist pump and stay away? Or you know what I mean? Like let's just try to visualize all that, guys. And I want the audience to, the stance is gonna be spread out. The board members will be wearing masks. They won't be able to shake their hands. And the students take a picture. They're gonna have a cardboard, Carlos. So it doesn't make sense. Push this to July, push this to August. But again, we have we don't have leadership willing to listen, willing to see the big picture out there. They're trying to rush and do a photo op for themselves.
And we're not opposed to graduation. Nobody, I don't think here has graduation. We just say, just push it a little further down the year, so that way there's some safety measures and you can see how this is progressing, whether it's going to peak or it's going to fade out, and then have the graduation.
Well, a lot of it
have the hug and have grandma, grandpa, and every uncle, aunt, everybody wants to go see their kid graduate. Right now, there's only going to be two people.
Yeah, no. One of the things that we mentioned, when you have stepdads, stepmoms that won't be able, and I saw a lot of posts out there today, won't be able to go to graduation, even though they raised the child, but the other guy is going to want to go too. It's just it's not a good thing. And again, I agree. Hey, if there can be graduation later on, that's fine if it's possible. But stop putting false hopes in people. That's the only reason that they're moving out and doing the graduation right now, because they embedded false hopes in the individuals. We're going to have graduation. We're going to have graduation. And now they have to do it a fuerza. And let me tell you, no one is going to be happy with. I can almost guarantee you. I'll bet you money. Very few people are going to be happy with the graduation at Como Van ahorita. Very, very few people. How can BISD resume classes if the worst is yet to come? We have not peaked, Maria. We have not peaked. I wish you to keep working hard for our most underpaid employees in the state. Preach, Cesar. So as soon as students get a diploma, they have to leave the stadium. I don't think I saw one single diploma at graduations last year, guys. They get a cardboard. They get their diploma later on. And they pick it up at the campus. So yeah, as soon as they get their little cardboard, se van. They go off the stadium, and parents are going to be waiting in the car. That's what I understood. Did I understand it wrong? The graduates will all be sitting 6 feet apart. Yes, that too, Lupita.
Wait, if the parents are gonna be waiting for the student to get off the stage in the car, does that mean the parent is even gonna see the student cross the stage?
Well, they see him cross the stage, and then as soon as they're on the other side, the parents get up and go to their car, and then the student goes around and goes to the car.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Even
does not make sense.
kids walk the stage and then walks to the car where their parents will be waiting. That's exactly what we're saying. That's what the guidelines say. They will walk.
Erasmo.
They will go. Mande.
Erasmo. Okay, let's say that there is no parents, because some of these kids were raised by their grandparents, and they're elderly. How are you gonna make them rush to see their kid, then come down this wherever they're gonna be, because they're gonna be put somewhere. They're not gonna have a choice, right? And then they have to haul butt down the stairs, haul butt all the way to wherever they park, because you know how the parking is over at Sam Stadium.
Horrible.
And then wait in the car. So now you multiply this times 600 or more. I don't know, maybe less. I don't know. How is that going to happen?
It says to avoid, and I mean, unless I'm understanding it wrong, to avoid students congregating students will proceed out of the stadium. So to avoid them taking pictures with other students, will proceed out of the stadium shortly after walking across the stage, and parents will be expected to meet their graduate in their vehicles. That's what it says.
Madness.
Wow.
It's chaotic. So the parents, hey, ahí va mijo, ya me voy para el carro. It's like, and then they leave, and then the next student leaves. It seems like a little circus.
It's a logistic nightmare.
It's crazy.
It's a logistic nightmare.
The extended breaks or distant learning teachers will be doing what they've been doing for the last 2 months, and they won't count as academic days. Somehow, to justify not paying extra, they won't pay extra, guys. They're not going to be paying them extra at all. Actually, I'm very surprised. And something that Carlos mentioned, I think, last night, that actually stuck to me. I'm very surprised if they're going to start dividing the teachers' days. And by that, I mean, you know how they work, 180 days, Carlos? And now they say, well, no, it's that you're actually only working half a days now. So so now you work all year round, and it's going to be the same amount of pay, nothing extra at all. Although we all know it's not half a days.
Look at us. What's going to happen here is like this. Like, they want to put the counselors in pay grade 4 now, right? Okay, we're sorry, it was pay grade 3, but then so you guys are making so much, and Brazos Talk is slamming us. Let's put you to pay grade 4. Is that going to shut you up? Well, what they do there is this. So just make sure that the BIZ employees, and it's not just counselors, they listen to this. They're going to put them in an administrative pay, right? Not administrative duties, but just administrative pay. So let's just talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be, well, I'm not going to be an administrator. No, you're not. You're going to be just put in an administrative pay. And this is where it's going to come down. Just heed the warning. They're going to say, well, since you're in administrative pay, but without the duties, you also have to fall under how they get paid. What do administrators do all the time? Work their butt off? How much on overtime?
Well, they're
Zero.
They're not going.
Zero. They don't get paid overtime because they're in the administrative pay grade. Guess what? They're going to put the counselors, the nurses, who else is in that? Diagnosticians. They're going to put them in the pay grade. And guess what? When there is this testing going on, or they need these nurses, or they need these counselors to come in extra, guess how much they're going to get paid to come in extra? Zero.
Nothing.
Because they put them in that administrative pay grade. So now they're not eligible for overtime when they're coming in. They're obligated because now their contract says that they're administrative pay. So guess what? They're not eligible for overtime anymore.
No.
Wow.
Thinking about having Sylvia giving the commencement speech for over criminal justice. Yeah, but instead of wearing her Pillsbury Dough cap and gown, she'll be wearing orange. That'd be too funny. They'll be giving them their diploma. They will be giving them their diploma. Oh, that's great. I mean, I just had never seen it done. I mean, last year I know that no one got their diploma. They got a little cardboard with their name on it. But again, if they're going to be giving their diploma, it does say that in the thing that they send out. If that's the case, more power to you. Mail it. Stay in the heat all day just to get a piece of cardboard. It's laughable. It is laughable. I don't think that they'll fit 6 apart there in a lot of students graduating. Usually they fill out half the football field. Well, it's going to be the whole football field. I know I'm lagging a little bit. Is anyone noticing me lagging?
Yeah, you're lagging, but
Yeah.
your audio is still working. You're still good.
Okay, good. Perfect. BIC says diplomas will be issued to each graduate as they exit the stadium. I know it says that. I just don't see how they're going to actually do that. I mean, I don't understand. Again, when I went to the graduation, I don't know, Carlos, if you had it. When I did graduations last year, I did 9 of them. I saw absolutely 0 diplomas. All I saw was a cardboard. But again, maybe they plan to do it differently. Huh?
There was only one school. I think it was Pace that had them. I believe when I did it last time. But everybody else just to cover, and then they would go pick up their diplomas at school later.
Yeah, because they were still having school. Maybe that's what they're referring to at this time, because no one's going back to campus. Ahí mismo se la van a dar. That could be the case, and that's good. If it rains, they got the week of June the 8th to do it again. It is ridiculous.
The makeup.
Yeah, makeup. Mm-hmm. Get rid of the captions. I can't do that. I might be able to do that. I'll look into it tomorrow because I know it's coming off of my pages. So I'll try and see if there's a way to do that tomorrow. Right now, I'm not going to try.
I think it's a Facebook setting. I do apologize. If you click on the video on this, you click settings. There's an option that gives you captions. It gives you an option to turn on or off. Click on the off, and you should be good. Sorry about that.
I'll try. They cross the stage fast once they get going. The people are going to be bottlenecked at the gate. It's going to be like this at the gate. It's going to be a disaster. Imagine us sitting in the summer heat with a face cover mask waiting for the graduate. That's the worst case scenario. It's just going to be so very uncomfortable.
Well, they're gonna need some ambulances out there, and the city doesn't have enough. So they're gonna have the nurses out there. Guess what? They want to put them in administrative pay. There's not enough.
Not enough.
There's gonna be a lot of things. There's not enough. They're gonna force these teachers in charge to overwork themselves so they can get this, graduation through and as quick as possible. But it's gonna be a logistic nightmare. Who's gonna take care of the employees? Let alone taking care of the graduates.
Yeah, they don't care. I'm going to try and work on the captions. I'll look into it. I actually, and I'll see if it's on my end. I don't know if it's on my end, but again, sorry. Aguante un rato. Yes, they have a tent in the back of the stadium where they pick up the diploma at the end of the ceremony. More power to people. I hadn't seen it before, but again, I was on stage when I was at graduation, so maybe I just didn't see it. Bottlenecks at the gates and bottlenecks picking up, so parents have to leave and be at the car before their kids get called. Craziness. Raza's parents aren't going to be waiting. No, they're not. And who's going to enforce it? Who's going to stop it? Who's going to put anything out there? Counselors are going to get screwed by this corrupt board and by the superintendent. Carlos, did you find anything else out on insurance?
Yeah. That the employees are going to get screwed.
That took a while.
Man. That's where it's going. It's not going to be favorable for the employee. And then not only that, it's what the superintendent said the other day. So the elective procedures they get paid as long as you call them.
Again, guys, having that much power in the administrative hands is dangerous to everyone out at the district. And again, if you would think for a day that they would care for the well-being and health of our personnel and our students, you would say, well, maybe it's not such a bad thing. The fact of the matter is, they don't care. I mean, they've showed it through this whole COVID-16 thing. They showed that they just don't care. High school teachers and counselors will be ushers. It's madness. O sea, they're going to start school in July. They're going to spend a week in graduations in June, probably another week finishing up the year in regards to paperwork, come back for 4th of July, and then start school July 25th. Hombre. I mean, I feel for the teachers. And again, no certifications, no getting prepared, no nothing. I feel for the teachers. Andrea, you said $500,000 budget. Where's the money? $600 million. But yeah, almost $500,000. Andrea, you sent a letter to the superintendent.
Oh yeah, where's my letter? Look, I'm wasting a stamp on him. He's not worth it, but I'm sending my little letter of complaint because I was in Brownsville in the last BISD election and I did vote. So as a concerned voter, I'm sending my complaint. Yeah.
So what are we complaining about?
I'm complaining about every single little thing of their leadership and how poor it is.
Good.
Everything. And I'll read you one line of my letter.
Okay.
I pretty much put here, let me see. Where is it? Okay, so why are you, it's about graduations. Why are you hosting graduations? For re-election purposes? So they don't fire you from a great position where you're earning $375K? Many critics in the city can say that that is the case, but will you be able to look into the voters' eyes when they tell you that their family member died after contracting COVID-19 at a graduation?
Wow. Powerful.
So that's just one line.
I hope you get a response, which I doubt, but
they're gonna say, thank you for your concern. We are working on I don't know. They'll say some BS. I'm already if they even bother reading it. So
We're looking into it. Yeah. We're into it.
Huh?
We're looking into it.
Carlos, what else are we talking about today?
I mean, there's so much things to talk about, but I think the most important ones is the insurance. I mean, really, and the most I think concern right now, besides the insurance, is the graduation. And I get that. There's a lot of parents out there that they're gonna have to see their kid go or not go, right? Especially if it's the first one of the family to graduate. It's a milestone for them. But again, we go back to it doesn't have to be right now. It could be in August. It could be in November. It could be in December. It doesn't have to be in June or July. Doesn't have to be forced down these kids' mouth, or the parents, because the parents, they a lot of them are taking it now because what they've been told is either you go to graduation now or your kid doesn't go. There won't be another graduation. Your kid loses out on their graduation. They lose out on their milestone. So that's the option that Rene Gutierrez is giving these parents. You go now or you don't.
Now or never.
And it's a choice. Right. And so what are these kids going to say? Or these parents? Yeah, you don't want to see my kid go. So they're going to make sure that they instill trust in the school district and their administration to say, my kid's going to be taken care of during this graduation. But they can't guarantee you that.
No.
They will never put it in writing. Just like they haven't put anything in writing about the insurance.
Nothing. And again, it's like someone was asking out there, and I said, I mean, guys, look at what they said in regards to the insurance. They went out there and they said well, not right now, not at this moment. What does that mean, folks?
Right.
Does anybody have any clue idea what that means? I mean, is it like, is that going to happen now? It might happen tomorrow. What does that necessarily mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions to that, and there was, I did hear from somebody saying, "Oh, what y'all what y'all spoke about the insurance. It's wrong because we are gonna get a stipend, we are gonna get a raise, but we're not our insurance is gonna be the same. But my question is, are they paying double for less coverage? So then is it a fake raise? Again, this is something that time and time again, Carlos, we haven't been given any clarity to it. It's always like we'll wait and see type of deal.
Mhm.
Let's give the individuals direction. That's what we need. If there are many assumptions, many innuendos, how do I expect you to know, where we stand? And time again, this lack of leadership has demonstrated it, Erasmo. So again, we need to advise our teachers, what the game plan is, and let them know now. And another thing in regards to the insurance, are they eventually going to have to pay extra? Did we give them a $1,500 raise just to offset this insurance that's this hike in insurance in the next couple days, weeks, months? Again, direction, leadership, it goes hand in hand, and if we don't give that to the people, we can't give them that peace of mind, which is essential in life.
One of the things that I want to do is I want to invite members from the employee benefit committee. Members from the employee benefit committee to come on and for an interview to let us know what they think in regards to the insurance. Again, it's self-governed. It's the teacher's insurance. It's the staff's insurance. That's why they have an employee benefits committee. So I openly invite anyone that has been a part, that is a part of the employee benefits committee, to please come on this next week and let us all know what you think in regards to the decisions, the actions that have been taken by this board and by administration. Also, give us your take in regards to what you think, where you think your insurance should be. I had a conversation with a teacher today, Carlos, and the teacher is paying $950 for family plan, which is the higher end family plan. Well,
Mhm.
900 and some dollars plus the $615 that supposedly the district is paying, that equals out to $1,500 that they're paying for their insurance. He said
Yeah.
that the teacher had gone and checked the private insurance, and the private insurance would cost him $1,200. So why don't we just give him the $615 and let the employee deal with the insurance? I mean, if that's the case, let them opt out if they want to. But again, it's not going to happen while individuals are in the pockets of the insurance vendors and the vendors out at BISD as a whole. It's not going to happen. Again, the videos out there. I'm going to try and work on them this weekend in regards to separating them. I'm going to try and separate all of them out there. But guys, Drew, Prissy, and Laura were out there adamantly fighting for vendors, not teachers, not students, not staff, for vendors. Uh, Anything else we need to talk about tonight, Frankie?
No, we've covered a lot. Thanks to Andrea for being here. A lot's been going on this week, unfortunately. We are coming up to graduation. The large number of positives doesn't help at all. We just had another death, um, published today. The numbers are over 600. It's not looking good. Graduation's around the corner. That should lead, in my opinion, to another spike. There was an article in regards to Texas not having an increase, but that was in Galveston again. So here, locally, regionally, we are demographically, geographically different than Galveston, being a border city. So that should, hit us in the next few weeks. So insurance as well. There's a lot of uncertainties at Erasmo and Carlos that should be looked upon and addressed immediately. But it's unfortunate that this leadership has not demonstrated that ever since the inception of all this. So thank you, Andrea, for being with us. It was a pleasure. Hopefully, we can do it again soon. And happy weekend, guys.
Andrea,
Take care,
any
guys.
more words?
Well, thank you for having me. Hopefully, next time I come on, I'd like to do more talks to the seniors about how they can plan for going into college. That's my main work line. I work at a university system, so I would love to hear questions from seniors on anything on your onboarding or finding jobs on campus, and very important information that you should start planning for now. So, but no, thank you all for having me, and stay safe.
I don't know. People in the main office will have access to your medical information because now, when they deny a service or med, you have to call them at the main office for them to circumvent denial. It's crazy. It's too much power in the hands of the superintendent. It's too much power. You're definitely better looking than these guys on here. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. I know I am. Thank you, Carlos. Any last words?
Stay safe out there, guys. We'll keep informed. Keep sending your messages over so we can answer these questions and look into what mainly concerns the majority of the BIZ employees. We're your voice.
Guys, have an amazing weekend. It starts off today. Stay safe. Be careful. Practice social distancing. Wear the face coverings while out there in public. Stay away from people as much as possible. God bless. Have a great evening. And see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning. Adios.
Take care, guys.